Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back again today with another fantasy football video. Today we're doing a 12-team half PPR keeper draft for one of my subscribers whose name is Christo. Now, I'm going to explain all the keepers before I start the draft and who is keeping who. So in the first round, pretty much this kind of a keeper draft will help anyone who's doing a keeper draft at all, because there's pretty much drafting with a lot of the good players gone and where to make your decisions based early in the draft. And even if you're not in a keeper league, this is still going to help you because a lot of the middle round picks are still all the same, and a lot of the information that I'm going to be talking about is still useful. So, with that being said, the first player is keeping George Kittle in the 12th. The second player is keeping Saquon Barkley in the first. The third player is keeping Tyler Lockett in the 8th. The fourth player is keeping Philip Lindsay in the 8th. The fifth player is keeping James Conner in the 14th. The sixth player is keeping Christian McCaffrey in the second. The seventh player is keeping Damian in the 8th. Eighth player is keeping Kenny Galladay in the ninth. The person who I am drafting for is keeping Devontae Adams in the second round. The 10th player is keeping Pat Mahomes in the 11th. The 11th player is keeping Aaron Jones in the ninth. And the 12th player is keeping James White in the 8th. So let's get into the video. But before I start the video, I'd like to ask you guys, could please go down below and click that subscribe button, because what that's going to do is it guarantees that you're going to win your championship, because I'm going to help you guys through the whole draft process, through the whole regular season, and through the whole championship to win that fucking trophy. So we're going to get right into the video now and just begin the draft. So we already have Devontae Adams, which is great. So the first pick of the draft was AK, followed by Saquon Barkley, DJ, Zeke, D-Hop, Lev Bell, Michael Thomas, Julio. So we're just going to go with the best running back available, because we already have a great wide receiver, and I would love to just get a solid running back here in the first round to pair with my great wide receiver. So we're going to go with the best running back available. It is not Gurley due to that arthritis knee. You don't want that. It is Joe Mixon, running back of the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Mixon hasn't really dealt with too many injuries. He's been out a few games. But that's not too much of an injury risk. He isn't constantly tearing his ACL, constantly getting concussions, that kind of a thing. Joe Mixon is like looking to really make his season better this year. He played pretty good last year, but again, with a shitty O-line. He had an O-line that could have been great this year, but they got hurt. Two of their best O-linemen got hurt. And now it's just a shit show again, with the same shitty O-line that they had last year. So he could still be obviously great with this shitty O-line. Now he has a coach that isn't an absolute certified idiot. Someone that the league has made fun of, Marvin Lewis. That guy was an idiot. Now they brought in Zach Taylor, a guy that is part of the McVay coaching tree, I believe, and a guy that is a lot smarter than Lewis. So we are going to hope that Mixon is able to elevate his game from last year. He's a guy who can catch passes, runs heavily, get 15 to 20 touches a game, and will be someone that is great in fantasy football with our first pick to match with Devontae Adams. So after we went Joe Mixon, Todd Gurley came off the board, followed by Odell Beckham Jr., Juju Smith-Schuster, Tyreek Hill, Dalvin Cook, Mike Evans. We got Adams. Then Chubb went, followed by Kelsey, McCaffrey, Allen, Melvin Gordon, Leonard Fournette, Kerryon Johnson, T.Y. Hilton, Adam Thielen, Devontae Freeman, Antonio Brown. Oh, I just realized that we fucked this up brutally, but it'll actually be fine because I can just change the rules real quick. Antonio Brown, Marlon Mack, Josh Jacobs, Amari Cooper, Derrick Henry, Julian Edelman. So we just need to change it off of 3 wide receivers and make it 2 wide receivers. So I will just change that. That's very easy to do. Roster settings and just remove one of the wide receivers. Okay, we're perfectly fine here now, guys. My bad. Okay, so as I was saying, Adam Thielen, Devontae Freeman, AB, Marlon Mack, Josh Jacobs, Amari Cooper, Derrick Henry, Julian Edelman. So now I'd like to get another running back, because I think there's kind of a fall apart after David Montgomery and Chris Carson. David Montgomery is going to fly up the draft board. He's going to likely go in the second round. I can smell it in late August or early September when you're drafting. David Montgomery is a god, it looks like. In the preseason game, he played great. Now, you can't base everything off the preseason, obviously, but he played great in preseason. He's playing great in practice against the Bears defense, the best defense in the league, according to many. He played great against them. So, David Montgomery looks like a lethal running back, and in the third round, I'm taking him 100% of the time. After we selected David Montgomery, Zach Ertz, the second tight end off the board, comes off the board. Typically, you see him go, Kelsey go in the first or second round, and then Ertz and Kittle come in the third and fourth, but Kittle, it has already been held, so you won't see him go. And then Mahomes went in the 11th, but typically you see him go around the 3-4 range or in that 1-2 range, depending on how dumb your league mates are, because the 1-2 is not a good spot for them. So now we can go with either another running back or build some wide receiver depth. And I think what we're going to do is just get another better wide receiver. And the best wide receiver available currently is Chris Godwin, in my opinion. One of the best wide receivers to target in the middle rounds here. He's the wide receiver 2 on the team. He lit it up in the preseason week 1 game. He lit it up last year when given the opportunity. Now that Adam Humphries is gone, now he's the wide receiver 2 on the team. He's going to be seeing a lot of targets. Jameis is going to be throwing the ball, slinging the rock while they're down, and I think Chris Godwin is going to heavily benefit from that. Him and Mike Evans are going to be fucking fantastic this year, and that's one of the reasons why I like Jameis late. They're going to be down. They're in a lot of shootouts. Their division is a heavy shootout division with the Falcons, the Panthers, and the Saints. Heavy shootout division. We like Chris Godwin here. After we selected Chris Godwin, first quarterback off the board, typically the second, Deshaun Watson, followed by Cooper Kupp, Aaron Rodgers, Tyler Boyd, Tevin Coleman, AJ Green, Calvin Ridley, Sony Michel, Lamar Miller, Andrew Luck, OJ Howard, Alshon Jeffrey, Tariq Cohen, Jarvis Landry, Darius Geis, Mike Williams, and now it is our pick. So, currently 4 tight ends already off the board because Kittle was kept, and 4 quarterbacks have been taken off the board because Mahomes has been kept. So, in your at-home draft, typically the quarterbacks do go around here. Mahomes will go the first, and then Rodgers, Watson, Luck, Baker Mayfield, Matt Ryan all go around the middle over here. But typically Watson, Rodgers, and Luck go earliest, and Mahomes obviously. But I don't trust Andrew Luck for a few reasons. Now I'm recording this at night on 8/12. It's 8/12, but it's at the middle of the night right now. You're watching this later in the day. Andrew Luck currently his calf is certifiably fucked up. He has the calf strain. I'm scared of that shit, so you just avoid him. It's simple. You just don't draft him. That's what I do. I just don't draft him. So let's get into the next pick. So at the 5-9 here, we need to get another running back because I'm going to be honest with you. The running backs get scary later, and I'm not about to have a scary running back on my team. So we're going to go with it's either Kenyon Drake or Rashad Penny. In my opinion, I like Penny a lot. I love him a lot, but Kenyon Drake, I think, still has that role. The thing with Balaj is he has great upside towards the end of the draft, but now I'm less likely to be scared of Kenyon Drake because let's read the report. He sees action in the opening drive. He played with the starters. He ripped off a nice rush. He played pretty good. And the thing is that Balaj is what Flores said was that Balaj was being was opening up as the first team, getting the first team reps. Okay, that's fine. And then what he said is that he likes to play Jedi mind tricks on these motherfuckers and run the worst player ahead of him. So that makes me think that Kenyon Drake is going to be the running back one. They're both going to get used, maybe a 60-40 split in Kenyon Drake's favor. And I think that Kenyon Drake will be pretty solid because he's used a lot in the pass game, and he's probably going to get you 11 rushing attempts each game. So after we selected Kenyon Drake, he's our flex too. He's not like he's our top 2 running back. So after we selected Kenyon Drake, DJ Moore went followed by Evan Ingram, Dante Pettis, Baker Mayfield, Matty Ice, Austin Eckler, and now it is our pick. So the thing is here, do we want to secure a third wide receiver or load up or go tight end or quarterback or get another running back? So right here, I would just prefer to load up with more running back depth because running backs win your championship. You need to get this running back depth early because it's hard to find gems late and it's a lot of misses. You're gonna be shooting fucking blanks at these motherfuckers because a lot of them aren't going to hit. So we're gonna go with someone who I love Penny, but I think I'd rather go Sanders right here because I think that Miles Sanders has the upside of becoming their RB1, whereas I think Penny could also become the RB1, but I think it's going to be a longer road ahead for Penny than it will be for Sanders. I think just 2-3 weeks in, Sanders can take that opening job over from sorry-ass Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard probably has some value later in the draft, but for right now, I like Miles Sanders here to take that job, and he's a fucking bench player for me, so it doesn't really even matter. Well, it does matter because I want to start him eventually, but he doesn't need to make that impact 1, 2, 3 weeks into the season. It could be week 4, 5 that he makes the impact when I can sling him in that flex. So we're going to go with Miles Sanders here. After we selected Miles Sanders, Allen Robinson came off the board, followed by Drew Brees, Robbie Anderson, Hunter Henry, Jared Cook, Carson Wentz, Eric Ebron, Kyler Murray, Mr. 5'6", Rashad Penny, Curtis Samuel, Will Fuller, Christian Kirk, Jared Goff, Marvin Jones, Latavius Murray, Darrell Henderson. So now we're just going to lock up a solid another wideout here. No, we're going to go tight end because I think the tight end value right here is at the best, and that is Vance McDonald. Vance McDonald is looking to add upon a pretty good season last year. Now, Vance McDonald, last year the reason why he wasn't that good was because of Jesse James was also there, the cowboy himself. So it was Vance and Jesse James. Now, if you combine Jesse James and Vance McDonald's stats, they would be the tight end number 5 in fantasy, or tight end 5 in fantasy. They'd be a top 5. But obviously, you can't combine Jesse James and Vance McDonald because that's not how shit works. But Vance McDonald's going to be getting some of those targets. He's going to be getting some of those AB targets. And I think it's all going to add up to a top 10 fantasy tight end with some nice upside because he will probably be the second or third target that Big Ben looks for. And in the end zone, he could be scoring touchdowns. So I like Vance McDonald here late in the 7th round. After we selected Vance McDonald, Jordan Howard came off the board, followed by Sammy Watkins, Chicago Bears, James Washington, Geronimo Allison, Rolls-Royce Freeman. So, now, the first team to pick a defense was, or the team 12 picked a defense in the 7th round. But look, you can't do that. Don't pick a defense that early. Just so you know, you can't do that because you are going to get laughed at. You're going to, in the chat, you're going to see, oh, you dumb motherfucker. Oh, you fucking idiot. This, that, the other thing. You don't want to be that idiot, so just don't do it. Just avoid being ridiculed. So, with that advice being said, I'd like to get a third wideout here, and we're going to go with the best wideout available. It's between MVS and D.D. Westbrook. MVS is on a better offense, in my opinion. D.D. Westbrook is on the Jags as the slot. Nick Foles loves targeting the slot, and I'm really opening up to D.D. Westbrook potentially being better than MVS, so I think I'm going to go D.D. Westbrook here for the high upside since we already have Devontae Adams on our team, so we don't want really two Green Bay wideouts when we can get another wideout who, in my opinion, has just as much high upside as Marquez Valdes-Scantling, maybe even more because he will be the number one target on the Jags in the slot. So we're going to go with DD. After we selected DD, Kareem Hunt came off the board, followed by Damian Williams, the keeper, followed by Rojo, LaShawn McCoy, Philip Lindsay, keeper, Tyler Lockett, a keeper, Sterling Shepard, Corey Davis, Larry Fitz, MVS, LA Rams, defense, don't do that, Russell Wilson, Cam Newton, David Njoku, Cortland Sutton, Kenny Galladay. Alrighty, boys. So, now it is our time to pick. So let's see how many quarterbacks we can at the board. A 1, a 2, a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Already off the board. Already off the board, you fucking idiots. Why did your voice crack? So now we're going to get our quarterback because everyone's got a quarterback and we need our quarterback. And my quarterback of choice lately has been Mr. Famous Jameis, eating fucking W's, Jameis Winston, the crab stealer himself. Jameis Winston he's not the best real life quarterback, but let me tell you something. He's going to be behind in games. He's going to be throwing the rock, and we have Chris Godwin. We have the combo of the Godwin and Winston combo. I like doing that. I like Winston. I like Godwin. I like Evans. I like OJ Howard. You obviously can't have all four on your team. That's crazy town because the Buccaneers aren't that good. But Jameis is going to be slinging it from behind. Jameis is going to try to throw less interceptions. If you combined Fitz and Winston from last year, Fitzpatrick and Winston, they would have thrown the most yards. So just think about that. They were throwing the ball so much. Now think about something even more. Jameis Winston is going to be throwing the ball a lot from behind. He's going to be in a lot of shootouts, 6 shootouts with the teams in his division. So I believe that he's well worth this pick. I do like Dak and I do like Lamar Jackson, but I've just loving Famous Jameis early in fantasy football, so we're going to go with him. After we selected Famous Jameis, N'Keal Harry went off the board, followed by Aaron Jones, Phillip Rivers. Oh, Aaron Jones was a keeper. Holy shit, I'm stupid. I was like, how the hell did Aaron Jones go that late? Phillip Rivers, Damian Harris, Peyton Barber, DK, Metcalf. So, we don't go 2 quarterbacks in these 12-team leagues because you don't need to go 2 quarterbacks. I would much rather wait until about the second round. No. What am I saying? What was I talking about? Holy fuck. Oh no, 2 quarterbacks. Oh jeez, I'm an idiot. Okay, so we're talking about drafting 2 quarterbacks. In a 14-team league, you have to. In a 12-team league, not as much. 10-team, not at all. 8-team, not at all. So in a 12-team league, you may want to go 2 quarterbacks. I personally just don't most of the time because I believe you can just pick one up. So, with that being said, we're going to just load up on some bench players. We currently have 1, a 2, a 3, 4 running backs, and 3 wideouts. So we're going to get more running back depth. We're going to go with, I kind of want to go with our handcuff if I'm being honest here. Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna Kenyon Drake with Balaj. I don't always love handcuffing, but at the same time, if something was to happen to Drake, he goes down. We got Balaj. If Balaj is the RB1, we got Balaj. So we just have to do that. Typically, I don't like doing that. I won't. I don't. I didn't even do it in a draft you guys are gonna see tomorrow, but that's what it is. So after we went Balaj, AP went followed by Jalen Samuels, Carlos Hyde, Emmanuel Sanders, Dante Moncrief, Big Ben Roethlisberger, Deshaun Jackson, Kiki, Do You Love Me Cootie, Alexander Madison, Lamar Jackson, Jarek McKinnon. Oh, I like how that guy went with the double Jackson combo too. That's kind of funny. He went Deshaun and then Lamar. Maybe he'll get Justin Jackson in the next round. But after Lamar Jackson went, Jarek McKinnon went, followed by Jags, James Washington, Devin Funchess, Tom Brady, the Chargers, and now it's our pick. So we're gonna load up on more running bikes and go with Justin Jackson here because Justin Jackson is going to be the oh no, fuck. I think I want Duke Johnson more. Yeah, Duke Johnson. I think Duke Johnson's going to be 50-50 split with Lamar Miller. He's going to be 50-50 or 60-40, and he's going to be the passing catcher on the team. He could run out there as a receiver if Kiki's hurt, and I think Duke Johnson's just a great running back, and he's worth the pick here in the 11th round. I'd pick him even higher than that. After we went Duke Johnson, Pat Mahomes went, followed by Anthony Miller, Golden Tate, Delaney Walker, Ito Smith, Ravens defense. So now we're going to let's see, how many bench spots we got? We'll go one more running back and then one more wide receiver. The wide receiver value is fine. We'll just go with another running back. And we'll just go with Justin Jackson because I already talked about him. He could likely see he could see 8 games potentially. If Melvin holds out 8 games, could see 8 games because you need 8 games to play 8 games to accrue your contract to count as a year so that he can just get the fuck out of there. But Justin Jackson could be playing 8 games. That would make him probably a running back 2. Maybe. Probably running back 2, high end running back 3. And that's fine for your flex for 8 games. And if he gets traded, he's top 30 running back every single week. So we're going to go with Justin Jackson here. After we selected Justin Jackson, Austin Hooper came with the board, followed by TJ Hawkinson, Vikings D, Devin Singletary, Justice Hill, Browns defense, George Kittle, Me Timbers, Dak Prescott, Trey Boo Boo, Matt Breida, Josh Gordon, Tyrell Williams, Mark Andrews, Greg Zerline, Jimmy Garoppolo. Mark Andrews went really late. I'd much rather have won him that late than Vance McDonald, but I didn't think that would happen. So with that being said, we are going to be going with a wide receiver here. Best wide receiver available, in my opinion, is either Traquan or John Brown. Do I want to go with the wide receiver 2 on New Orleans or a guy who could be the number 1 target on Buffalo? That's the thing. I think I want to go with John Brown because he could be the wide receiver 1 on Buffalo. I think that the Browns are going to be great this year. I love Josh Allen. I pick him in a lot of drafts, and I think that John Brown could have a great season. I like Robert Foster too, but it's coming out that John Brown's the guy. John Brown's the main man. John Brown catches 1 pass in the debut, which is fine because of his 2 targets. He reeled 1 in. That's fine. So we're going to go with John Brown here. Let's hope he gets utilized heavily. Or you could have went Traquan, either or. So after we picked John Brown, Ezekiel Elliott's handcuffed, Tony Pollard came off the board, followed by Deion Lewis, Justin Tucker, Dante Foreman, Philadelphia Eagles, Harrison Bucker, and now we're going to go with our defense. So the way you're going to pick a defense is you're going to go on Google, type in NFL schedule week 1, draft a defense playing a shitty offense, and that defense is going to be the Cowboys playing against the Giants week 1 against shitty Eli. Eli's going to be throwing him some mad picks, going to get sacked, going to do all the bads. After the Cowboys were picked by us, Will Lutz came off the board, followed by Philip. Oh my God! Fucking stop thinking about Philip Rivers. Pittsburgh Steelers. Stephen Gostkowski, James Conner, his keeper. Kyle Fairbairn, Jake Elliott, Robbie Gould. Packers. Trevecchio, Parker, Reed, Kirk. Denver Broncos. Traquan Smith, Kenny Stills, me Cole Hardman, and now we get our kicker in Vinatieri. So after we picked Vinatieri, Gallup went, followed by Badgley and Kyle Rudolph. So our finishing lineup is Winston, Mixon, Montgomery. Our quarterback is Winston. Our 2 running backs are Mixon and Montgomery. Our wide receivers are Adams and Godwin. Our tight end is Vance McDonald. Our Our flex is Kenyon Drake. Our kicker is Vinatieri. Our defense is the Cowboys. Our bench is comprised of Miles Sanders, D.D. Westbrook, Kalen Balaj, Duke Johnson, Justin Jackson, and John Brown. So thank you guys all for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please click that subscribe button down below because you're going to be getting a lot more videos just like this every single day. I upload 3 times a fucking day. I'm a madman. You know what I'm saying. And then click that like button while you're down there. Click on one of the videos that's on your screen right now. Have a great goddamn day. I love you all. Come back to watch the other videos later. Goodbye, guys. Love you all.